In this video, I'll show you Ask AI, ThinkTickle's plain English screener. You type what you want, stocks up more than 5% with volume over 1 million, it runs that against the live universe in real time, shows you exactly how it parsed your English, and returns up to 15 columns of structured data per match. No filter menus, no drop-down sidebar. Just type, screen, click a result, see the chart. Ask AI lives at the Ask route, accessible from the AI Tools group in the More menu. It's an elite tier feature, so if you're on a pro plan you'll see an upgrade prompt instead of the screener. Header reads ThinkTickle with the Ask AI subtitle, with the standard navigation next to it. Below the header, the page title, Ask the Market. Underneath, a one-line subtitle, describe what you want to find in plain English, queries run against the live universe. Now look at the smaller line below that. Deterministic natural language parser, no LLM call per query, so it's instant and predictable. That's the most important sentence on this page, and it's an unusual thing to surface in product copy. Most products that say AI on the box are quietly calling a language model in the background. That makes results slow, expensive, and slightly different every single time. Ask AI doesn't. It's a parser that maps your English into a structured filter. Every time you run the same query, you get the same result. Same filter, same data, same matches. The trade-off is that the parser has a vocabulary. It won't understand poetry. But within its vocabulary, it's instant, usually under 100 milliseconds end-to-end. And the next bar on the page tells you exactly what filter it built from your query, so when the parser misreads you, you know immediately and can rephrase. The input box is where you type. The placeholder gives you the shape of a working query, stocks up more than 5% with volume over 1 million. While the query is in flight, the button reads scanning. In practice you'll barely catch it, most queries return faster than the button can re-render. When the query returns, the first thing you see is the interpreted as bar. The parser's structured translation of your English into a real filter, for example, PCT_change greater than 5 and volume greater than 1 million. To the right, 3 numbers, total matches, the size of the screening universe, and execution time in seconds. Read the interpreted as line before you read the results. If the filter doesn't match what you meant, the parser misread you. Rephrase the query, usually one word away from a clean match. Below the interpretation bar is the results table. 15 columns. Let me name them. Symbol, price, change percent, volume, relative volume, float, gap percent, VWAP versus VWAP, ATR, RSI, apex score, 5-minute change, consecutive up candles, and consecutive down candles. Color coding is consistent with the rest of the platform. Green for positive change. Red for negative. Yellow for relative volume above 5x or RSI above 80. Gold amber for apex scores above 95. The current sort field shows an arrow next to its header. The parser picks the sort based on what you asked for. Click any row to load that symbol into the chart panel. The chart panel slides in from the right with the same candles, VWAP, support and resistance, and trendline overlays you'd see anywhere else on the platform. The Setup Intelligence panel sits below it. Run a screen, click a result, read its full thesis, then move to the next result. Chart panel re-renders with the new symbol. Click rows back and forth to flip through candidates. Click the same row again to close the chart panel and get the full width results back. Refresh the page to clear results and bring back the example chips. Below the input is a row of example chips. These are curated queries the platform knows the parser handles well: gappers above $20, low float runners above 2x relative volume, RSI under 20 with price above 5. Click any chip to fire it instantly. Instant. The parser fires, the interpreted as bar appears, the table fills. Same as typing the query yourself. Let me show you what the parser handles. First, informal phrasing. capitalization, contractions, and word order are forgiving. 3% and 3% both work. Above 4 and over 4 both work. RVOL and relative volume both work. Now a compound query with multiple constraints. Compound queries translate into ANDed filters automatically. The parser knows that runner means % change is positive and meaningful. It knows that low float maps to free float under a threshold. One more, try an apex targeted query. The parser recognizes apex as a column name and gates by score directly. Same goes for RSI, ATR, VWAP, any column on the page is a valid filter term. Refresh the page when no results are showing and a recent row appears above the example chips, listing your most recent queries. Up to 8 visible, up to 20 kept in memory for the session. Click any recent query to rerun instantly. Saves the typing on screens you run every morning. If a query is too tight to find any matches, you'll see no matches found. Try broadening your criteria. This is real, the screening universe is finite, and a query like apex above 95 with RSI below 5 and gap % above 20 might return 0 rows. Loosen one condition at a time until results come back. Three error states to know. If the parser can't make sense of a query, say you ask for something with no concrete columns, you get a friendly rejection telling you to rephrase. If you hit the 500-character cap, the page tells you to shorten the query. And if you somehow reach the page on a non-elite plan, the server returns a permission error inline asking you to upgrade. None of these crash the page. Worth knowing about the vocabulary. Price terms: dollars, bucks, under, over, between, range. Volume: million, m, k, thousand, share volume, total volume. Relative volume: RVOL, RVOL, relative volume, x, times average. Percent change: percent, up, down, gainers, losers, gappers. Technical fields: RSI, ATR, VWAP, gap, breakout, pullback. Float, low float, micro float. The full grammar isn't published, but the example chips are the team's tour of what's supported. If your query reads like one of the examples, the parser will probably handle it. For workflows where Ask AI fits best. First, the morning scan. Open the page, type the setup you want to trade today. And see who's qualifying right now. Faster than building the filter in the scanner sidebar, type 2 clauses, get the answer in 1/10 of a second. Second, the conditional check. You're watching a thesis play out and want to know which other symbols match. Type the thesis, hit screen, the universe answers. Use the results to find correlated plays you might have missed. Now you've got every name on the move with rising volume relative to its 20-day average. Cross-check with what you're watching to find the cluster trade. Third, the rare setup backcheck. Type the criteria of a setup you've been profitable on. If the universe consistently shows 0 matches, the setup is rare and high conviction when it appears. If it shows 50 matches every morning, the setup may not be the edge you thought it was. Use that as a sanity check before sizing up. Fourth, the chart sweep. Run a wide screen with a couple hundred matches. Click through the top 10 rows one at a time, reading each chart and setup intelligence panel. You'll cover more potential trades in 5 minutes than the scanner sidebar lets you in 20. Honest framing, what Ask AI is not. It's not a conversational chatbot. It won't understand follow-up questions, conditional logic, if X then Y, or temporal phrases like last hour or since the open. It won't paraphrase your intent. It's a parser, not a thinker. It also doesn't reason about market context. Apex above 95 doesn't mean the engine endorses today's setup, it means the engine's score is high. Combine the screening result with your own market read, don't take a high score as a recommendation. The page surfaces filtered data, what you do with that data is still on you. Keyboard, type a query and press enter to run. The input is auto-focused on page load. To clear current results and bring back the example chips and history, refresh the page. On mobile, the 15-column table collapses to a card stack. Each card shows the 4 most decision-relevant fields at a glance: volume, relative volume, gap, and apex, with the symbol, price, and percent change on top. Tap any card to open the chart as a full-screen overlay. The back button on the chart panel returns you to the results without losing the screen state. That's Ask AI. A deterministic plain English parser sitting on top of the same 15-column screening data the scanner uses. Type fast, read the interpretation line to verify the parser caught your intent, scan the results, click into a chart. The whole loop fits in 20 seconds, which is the difference between catching a setup and chasing it. And remember the framing, this is a parser, not a language model. It will refuse poetry. It will reward concrete, structured English. Treat it as a fast filter builder, not a chat partner, and it's the fastest screening tool on the platform.